Hey everybody, hope you're all doing well. My name is Steven and this is the Storytime channel. First things first, I do a giveaway every single week, so if you're interested, I'll tell you how to enter later on in the video. That said, today we have some malicious compliance stories, and our first story of the day is by Rocinante's Night, Go Ahead and Shoot Me. So this happened years ago, but all the paintball stories got me thinking about this little bit of malicious compliance that 14-year-old me pulled off. So this was back around 2003 or 4. It was around Christmas time, and in my rather large family, we all draw names and then get that person a gift to the tune of $50 to $100 depending on the year. This particular Christmas, both of my parents had drawn the names of my cousins, who were my age and very close with me. I happened to have drawn the third of the 3 brothers, so we had the whole set, and my parents decided I was the logical choice for just choosing gifts for all of them, which I was more than happy to do. So off to Walmart we went. Now another thing you need to know, we were a paintball family, and airsoft was pretty new on the scene back then. It was just coming into its own and was kind of the hot thing on the block, so when I found a cheap set of airsoft guns that fit within my price constraints, I thought they were the perfect gifts. I stacked them into my cart and went and found where my parents were waiting. My dad looked them over and was not impressed. He declared them puny and said that they didn't look like any fun at all, but I stuck to my guns, stating that it was something that they would want and would be excited about. He relented and we started moving towards the cashier when this exchange took place. Dad says,
"Those don't even look like they would hurt."
"So? They don't have to hurt."
"Yeah, but you would have to shoot someone from less than 5 feet away to even feel it."
"So you want me to shoot you with one?"
"Sure."
We laughed, checked out, and hauled our stuff home. 3 days later, and I had acquired a few extra bits and bobs to go with the guns. Eye protection, a couple extra clips, and BBs. I was wrapping them up in my bedroom, and I decided it just made the most sense to include all the little extra things in the already oversized box. So there I am with the box open on my bed, and I hear my dad in the middle of a phone call. He is a doctor, sitting at the family PC. Remember having those? Which happened to be situated right in front of the door to my bedroom. Recalling his words from the store, I popped the rifle out of its foam packaging, stuck in a BB, cracked open my door, and shot my dad in the leg from about 3 feet away. Some additional context. My father is not the kind of person you do this crap to. He has some anger issues at time, and though he never hit us kids, can really get going. Breaking stuff and swearing, beat red face, all that stuff. So in the middle of this phone call with one of his nurses, he screams out at the top of his lungs and comes up out of that office chair like he had been shot. He had been. He turned and looked at me with his face as red as a tomato, cordless phone clutched in his fist, and just said, "What the freak?" Through my cracked door, I replied back, "Well, you said I could shoot you because it wouldn't hurt." He deflated and with a sigh just said,
"Yeah, okay, that hurt. Don't do that again."
Sitting here recounting the story, I honestly can't believe that 14-year-old me had the balls to go through with that, and that I suffered 0 consequences for it. Yeah, I was reading this story and I knew where it was going, and I was thinking to myself, I would never do this to my own dad because he would flare up. But then OP described that their fathers liked the same deal and they still dared to do that. I would never do that. What say you guys? Would you be able to get away with shooting your dad with an airsoft gun? Let me know in the comments down below. Our next story is by hayjaybirk, Throw Away That Coffee. Here in school, we really aren't technically allowed to bring drinks around unless it's water in a clear bottle. But most teachers don't really care. Usually, if I'm wanting to eat breakfast or have a coffee, I'll go to one of my teacher's classrooms before first period. He wasn't in there today, so I didn't get a chance to drink very much of it, and honestly, it wasn't that special, just plain black coffee. So I didn't mind having to throw it away. I just don't want to throw a full cup of liquid in a garbage bin where it'll make a mess. I'm walking down the hallway and the one teacher who gave a crap saw me with it.
"You can't have that, you need to throw it away."
Very hostile for some reason. I know, I'm just looking for a place to...
"No, you need to put it in the trash can now."
Yes, but can I?
Stop arguing with me. If another word comes out of your mouth again, I'm giving you an office referral and a detention.
Okay, so I take the full cup of black iced coffee and dropped it in the garbage can sitting in her classroom. It makes a giant mess and I walk away. She's pissed and says,
"The next time I catch you with a drink, you'll be placed in in-school suspension."
Okay, so I go to the main administrator and ask him about this. He tells me you can have drinks just as long as they're gone before first period. I bring another iced black coffee the next day, sit in my usual teacher's classroom, and when she walked in and started griping at me again, I drank the whole dang thing in front of her. Needless to say, I have the poops, but freak that witch. Sometimes the consequence of having to use the bathroom very often and or very badly is worth it to get a little bit of payback. This next story is by Keep On Going 1. Want me to take 2 weeks off? Sure. I worked for a big tech company, starts with L and ends with G. They sell a lot of refrigerators. In the company, there's a division or sub-branch for importing services. We used to only do imports for ourselves, but our branch was moving towards new customers and other unrelated companies. OP, I had just barely been working there for 3 months or so, and I was getting piled with about 15 to 20 accounts with 5 shipments a week or so. As you can imagine, I'm just a newbie and I'm trying to keep up with everything. Side note, the next newest person had been there 6 months and didn't even have 10 accounts yet. I was a hard worker and I tried to learn quickly, including working on weekends to take calls from customers who haven't received a container or with truckers to pick up the containers and schedule deliveries. Karen, HR personnel, truly a Karen. Boss man, my direct supervisor. His role is just about the same as mine, but he's a veteran. I work side by side with Boss Man because I'm new on board and I'm taking over some of his accounts to manage. He's been laying accounts onto me because our company is taking new customers constantly, but we just don't exactly have enough manpower for it, so whoever is capable of it is now working double time. The thing with accounts is that each account is best known by the person assigned the account. The sender, receiving customer, and truckers, as well as the steamship line, will generally talk to you and you keep pace notes. So you keep an Excel sheet highlighting what needs to be done and what stage your containers are in. However, the tricky thing is reading each different person's Excel sheet and trying to understand what parts have been done. Most of the time, this is streamlined by seeing the emails in your account and seeing what's there to do next. 3 months in, I get sick. Really darn sick, like I can't get up without feeling dizzy, diarrhea, and I get shortness of breath as I try to lie in bed. Maybe it was just anxiety. By Monday, I feel just fine since I've been popping Tylenols like candies. I can work now, maybe it was just a bad cold. Time to catch up on emails over the weekend and do what's needed to be done. But Karen calls me, cuts off my emails, meaning I won't receive any emails from that point on, not that I understand why. She screwed up big time by cutting my emails, I'll explain later, and tells me to come into the office and hand in my company laptop for the next 2 weeks, even when everyone is working from home. I'm not sure I understand the logic behind that, but okay. Here's the malicious compliance. I know that on my hand is about 10 to 15 accounts with plenty of processes that need to be done. This is an 8-hour task minimum each day. Each person also has a chart of what needs to be done for each account and whatnot, but the only copy is on the laptop for security reasons. With only one laptop, only one person could work at one time. Even if you shared it within the company and delegated work out, there was still quite a lot of work to get through. I tell her that there's no way that my coworkers and boss man can handle all of that even if you delegated it, and that I probably needed to handle the accounts since I'm feeling better. Keep in mind that everyone is working from home anyways, so there was no need for me to hand in my laptop and stop working. Karen says that boss man can handle it and not to worry. I comply. Turns out, after a nice 2 weeks off, the company is in shambles. Containers were sitting in demurrage and storage costing the companies lots of money. It was enough to make the company bleed. I tried to handle what was left of my accounts and the new shipments, but we were bleeding money anyways because too many things were going wrong all at once. When she cut off my emails, a lot of the emails that were sent to me from customers didn't show up or get through, meaning there was a heck of a lot of angry customers and a lot of containers hanging in free fall. While Bossman tried to remedy things when I was away, many things were left undone because there was just too much to do, and by cutting off my emails from my laptop, many things didn't show up either. A month or so later on a Friday, I get an email from Karen saying to come in for a performance review. Here's why I call her a Karen. I go to the performance review. Generally, in a performance review, you wouldn't need your company laptop as you're not working, you're there for a review. So I show up without my laptop, expecting to actually attend a performance review. I'm told I need my laptop for a performance review. So I go home and get it, I return, and I am told that due to the company in shambles and a certain virus, they are letting me go. I was rather annoyed. She made it so I had to get up on a Saturday morning at 10 a.m. to go to the office, go home to grab my laptop, return, then tell me I'm laid off when everything could have just been done on a Friday after the workday ended. Aftermath. Couple days and even weeks later, customers call me and asks where their containers are. I let them know I don't even work there anymore. The company didn't even tell the customers that I didn't work there anymore, and if I had to guess, they were still bombarding my email with, "Where is my container?" The last time I heard about the company was from one of my coworkers. Apparently, the company laid her off too, and a bunch of other employees to hire temp workers as the company was going broke. Shortly after, I checked Indeed and saw that a new spot for HR was open as well. I honestly chuckled quite a bit when I saw that, thinking to myself that all of this could have been avoided if only Karen had just listened to me. It's not even if Karen didn't listen to you, it's just if Karen used common sense. Karen practically sabotaged the entire company and then lost her own job. Good going. This next story is by ryanaungs. Don't pick up the phone. I work at a bank. My boss, the branch manager. One day we were pretty slow, easygoing day. I had a customer call in to ask for balances, and I noticed they didn't have an email in the system. So I kindly asked them if they wanted to provide an email for us. They said yes, and I went forward and started the procedure to update their email. Then about 5 people walk in at once, and I put up my window closed sign to continue to help the person on the phone. My manager then shoots me a passive-aggressive message with something along the lines of, "Why are you on the phone? You're the only teller on the line right now. Don't you know better? Thanks." Malicious compliance. So as Veterans Day and Thanksgiving is coming up, lots of workers take vacation time, and we only had 2 tellers, myself and another. My coworker went on lunch and the phone starts to ring. Of course, I ignore it as he wanted me to. My branch manager is in a Zoom meeting, so he can't pick up the call either. The caller calls about 3 times before my manager shoots me a message, "Why are you just letting the phone ring? Do your job." I replied I am, and took 3 minutes to scroll all the way up in our convo and copied and pasted what he said to me about picking up the phones. He gave no reply to the message, but after his meeting, I could see his frustration when he came to me and told me, "Pick up the phone and take a message when you're the only one on the line." It isn't much, but I've been wanting to maliciously comply to something ever since I found this sub. Make up your mind, Prioritize the customers in person, prioritize the calls. You can't tell them to not do one or the other. You can tell them to do some kind of slight multitasking type thing, but don't tell them, "Why are you on the phone? You're the only teller." Because if they comply, then they'll just completely ignore the phone. This next story is by JustGot17. Not allowed to take off safety glasses to defog? Okay. So this happened yesterday. I work at a company that has really strict safety rules that state no removal of safety glasses while on the clock. They also, of course, implemented a mask mandate due to C-19, which they are strict about as well. I can't blame them as there are thousands of employees here. Well, yesterday we were told that we cannot remove our safety glasses to defog them from the condensation from the mask, and the mask must stay over the nose. I'll get back to that in a minute. Our company is also pretty strict on production. They don't really want us taking a lot of breaks, so if they see us standing around doing nothing, there's a potential to get written up for that. As you know, it's very difficult to keep glasses from fogging up. I've tried numerous different things to help, but it only lasts a couple of minutes. So once the boss told us about the new rule, we went to work. A few minutes later, almost all of us had to stop working and had to sit there with foggy glasses because we weren't allowed to remove the mask or defog our glasses. We sat there for a good 10 minutes, and our boss conveniently came up to our job and was questioning us, asking why we were just sitting there, and we got to tell him that our glasses were too foggy to work. Our boss changed the rule that same day, stating that we can remove our glasses to defog them. As somebody that commonly wears glasses, it would drive me crazy not being able to defog them. I would have been right there with the rest of them. So quickly now, I just want to explain how to enter the giveaway. The way it works is I take every video that was uploaded in a given week, find one random comment that was relevant to the stories in that video, and I give them an Amazon gift card. It's that simple. So all you want to do to have the best chances to win is to leave a comment relevant to the video in some form on every video this week. That's all you have to do, and best of luck. And also, if you could like the videos too, that would help more than you could possibly imagine. And our final story of the day is by Pokemark111. Can't give store credit? Enjoy paying double shipping? Short and petty. Last year on Black Friday, I excitedly ordered some clothes at a great price. As fate would have it, when I received my package the following week, the same company was having a Cyber Week sale which added a 25% discount to their Black Friday prices. I knew that the company offered free return shipping, so I could easily return my items, get the refund, and repurchase them at a lower price. However, doing that seemed unnecessary since the items were fine, not to mention the marginal environmental impacts from the extra shipping. So I called the company and tried to convince them for way too long that they should just give me store credit because it was a win-win. I keep my clothes and get some store credit. They avoid paying return and new shipping while also keeping me on the hook for future purchases. Unfortunately, nobody I talked to was willing or able to budge. So I returned and reordered my items, adding a pretty penny to my bank account while the company sponsored 2 unnecessary shipments. Definitely in this day and age of majority orders being online, sales happen very frequently, and if you order something and a couple days later it goes on a 25% off sale, you want to be able to get that money saved. I feel like a price guarantee or a price match thing should be a pretty normalized system, so that in situations like this, the company doesn't have to deal with extra unnecessary costs and, well, the value of the items are instantly down because they're already used clothing, right? It just makes the most sense for both parties, I think. But with that being said, that's all the time we have for today. So if you enjoyed the stories today, let me know which one was your personal favorite and why in the comments down below. And if you haven't yet, please like this video and subscribe and turn notifications on because anything you do helps this channel grow so much more. So no matter what you do, whether it was just watching the video, liking, subscribing, thank you all so very much for supporting me right here on the Storytime channel. I hope you all have a wonderful day and I'll see you all next time right here.